If you were watching us just before we took Donald Trump, we brought you that news that Pennsylvania has now been called for Donald Trump. It leaves three of those key states, North Carolina, Georgia and Pennsylvania, for Donald Trump. Dipty's once again looking at all the latest figures for us, Dipty.
Yeah, that's right, Stuart. That map has changed slightly since we last spoke here. This is the result from Pennsylvania. Donald Trump taking it by about 51%. Again, very tight races, but he has won Pennsylvania, which is really the really important, the biggest of those seven swing states. So this is a really big victory for Donald Trump. Now, earlier we know he also took Georgia by a very small margin. Once again, another swing state, as well as North Carolina, also by the same margin. This is significantly better than his result in 2020, when he only took one of the seven swing states, and that was North Carolina. For the moment, he's got 3 from 3. The other 4 swing states are still being counted. Those are Michigan and Wisconsin, part of the blue wall there, as well as Arizona and Nevada. So those votes still, that vote counting still coming in. But for the moment, he certainly has taken the most important one, the biggest one of all. That's Pennsylvania. It's also important now in the context of this to look at the House of Representatives and Senate races that have taken place. Now, the Republicans have taken control of the Senate. That was called earlier on, with the Republicans taking 51 seats in the Senate. So they got the majority they needed to control the Senate. And in the House of Representatives, it's still being determined, but they do have a significant lead over the Democrats. And the number they'll be looking for is 218. That's a number needed, 1 plus the majority needed to get control of the House of Representatives as well. So that also playing out soon. And the Senate, it's quite interesting because the Senate did have some key races that were highly watched during this time, notably in West Virginia, the seat vacated by Joe Manchin, a Democrat. Well, that Senate seat was won by Jim Justice, the Republican candidate. And you also have in Ohio, the incumbent Democrat, Sherrod Brown, faced off against the Republican candidate, Bernie Moreno, who also actually won that seat. So Republicans taking winning key Senate races as well, which explains why they were able to take control of the Senate. And as I said, we're keeping an eye on the House of Representatives, Stuart. And
so, Dipty, where does that leave us overall with the Electoral College then?
Well, the Electoral College, of course, is the figure we're looking at. It's the 270 needed by either Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Normally, we should have those figures in the screen, but we will bring it up as soon as we can, Stuart. But what we can say is Donald Trump is certainly well ahead of Kamala Harris when it comes to the Electoral College, inching further and further closer to that 270 needed to win this election.
Dipty, thanks very much. Dipty looking at all the latest figures for us here on France 24. If you are